old YouTube channel found where he shared with his audience. Is that real or nay? Guys, I hate taking Keemstar for serious, man. Oh, not interested in this post.
How's it
Is this Taz? No way.
going, you guys? So recently everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photo. What the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And she is a very popular Nickelodeon star on the show iCarly, and probably seen as the pulling of the show. It'll probably be taken off the air. Second off, you'll probably see the photos get taken down at some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of power. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
Yeah, that made no sense at all. Wait. I'm not saying people should go look at it, but here's the link in the description.
xQc.
First off, what I have to say though is that when you
Guys, I'm not saying you should be doing crack cocaine, but I left the pipe and the powder on the counter. Also, make sure to fucking heat it up at least 150 degrees before inhaling the smoke.
look on the news,
Like,
you
oh,
see
okay.
people, they've leaked nudes from their girlfriend at a high school, and that girl kills herself. It's a tragic story. Everybody calls the guy a bully, but yeah, when people like Perez Hilton do it, it's considered entertainment. So you're gonna have to think about where the right and wrong is.
The what?
But yeah, when people like Perez nudes from their girlfriend at people, they've leaked nudes from their girlfriend at a high school, and that girl kills herself. It's a tragic story. Everybody calls the guy a bully, but yeah, when people like Perez Hilton do it, it's considered entertainment. So you're gonna have to think about where the right and wrong is really. And
Yeah, the wrong is in the doing it part. The entertainment part is from the fucking twistedness of the consumer and viewer. You can't use the consumer and viewer behavior to do the wrong action. What the fuck kind of mentality is that?
I think it's all wrong. Personally, I don't think somebody should leak photos.
People think that gladiator fights and fight to deaths are very entertaining. Therefore, I will do it. And here's a video of people killing each other. What? No.
That were sent in trust, but I guess if that's how President Hilton wants to make his living, it's up to him.
Brother, listen. He said it's all wrong. Brother, he's linking it in his description. Do you understand how that works?
You decide. Yeah, you decide if it's moral or if it's immoral. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.
So that was disturbing. Yo, stop with these fucking videos. Chat, guys, I've been spamming. Not interested, and I'm still getting kills on my I was gonna say kill feed. Kris from Mr. Beast is being accused of talking to minor.
This ain't true. And this screenshot is Kris Tyson.
Why is it liked?
One with him.
Did it just look like it?
He would have been 6.
Did it just look like it? I just looked like, right?
This ain't true.
Oh, okay.
And this screenshot is Kris Tyson talking one-on-one with him.
Chat, what video is this, chat? Guys, I'm not gonna watch some
He
re-upload
would
it.
have been 16. And here we go. Here is the picture of them meeting up together. I'm gonna censor his face, and
So I think it's safe to say that things have gotten
Oh my goodness.
10 times worse for Kris Tyson, as I have uncovered within the past few hours some really damning information regarding Kris Tyson and a then 13-year-old that Kris was allegedly talking to years ago when Kris was around 20 years old, an adult. Now, before we get into what I have recently found, I just want to give a special shout out to the person who originally brought this to light, the person who had investigated all of this and provided all of the receipts, and also including all of the information that we went over yesterday, because apparently the same person who has put out the information on these new allegations was the same person who obtained these these tweets. So props to them for all this information. Now, you guys might recall, if you watched all of yesterday's video, that at the end of the video, we went over a pinned comment from a user who actually happens to be the same guy who has been covering this on his channel and who's brought today's information to light. And if you guys do remember, in that comment, Prism went over how apparently he tried to get EDP445 to talk about this, essentially to bring more attention to it. And eventually, after EDP445 stopped cooperating with him, he decided to try Kris Chan. And personally, if you ask me, I don't really know if that was the best idea, because as you guys may know, Kris Chan and EDP445 don't have the best reputations, nor are they really that credible. Now, a little bit further in the comment, he talks about how apparently Kris Tyson allegedly messaged
Wait, what?
a 14-year-old and jokingly flirted and talked about sending nudes to him. Now, just based off of this part in the comment, I found that to be really odd, and I had never heard of apparently Kris Tyson messaging a 14-year-old, so I figured I would do a little bit of research, and it actually turns out that Prism here made around a month ago a 40-minute long video that we're going to be going over today, and I have gone ahead and I have pre-watched it, and all I'm going to tell you right now before we get into it is that the ages match up and it looks really bad. Now, I can't say all of this is true 100% or anything like that. It's all allegations. You know, take the things that you see here with a grain of salt. I know based off of what we went over yesterday, you might think that Kris Tyson is like a pedophile or a predator or something insane like that. In my opinion, I wouldn't really jump on that real quick because we don't know if 100% Kris is a pedophile or a predator or whatever. We just know that Kris has done some really weird things in his past over on Twitter. So without...
That'll be for me to decide, to be honest with you. I know this guy makes videos or whatever. I'm gonna respect his opinion or whatever. But giving the conclusion before you give the data is kind of lame. I would rather present the data, then have your thing, because otherwise now I have this idea before of that's just weird. It's not this. It's not. But then I get to see it. That's
Without further
bad.
ado,
That's
let's get
not
into
a way to do
it. So based off of Prism's video, he has decided to keep the alleged at the time 13-year-old's name private for the most part, and he refers to this person as BW. He uses their initials, and they also go by the screen name of Lava GS. Now, essentially what happened and how it happened, according to Prism here, is Kris Tyson started a friendship with somebody who was 13 years old at the time when they were 20 years old. Now, just for a little bit of context here, the then 13-year-old actually happens to be the same age as me and is currently, as of 2024, 20 years old. Just keep that in mind as we go forward.
BW, Kris Tyson reached out to this guy when he was 13 years old. Except the problem with that is Kris Tyson started an online friendship with this guy when he was only 13 years old. Now, the problem with that is Kris Tyson was born in July of 1996. Lava GS was born on November 12th, 2003. The problem with that is that there's a 7-year age gap.
Guys, I understand that this person made a tweet 5 hours ago saying these videos are massive lies within the truth, this whatever, right? And so these are not the same video as this, right? The Prism in this video are not a Cheeto and whatever the fuck this is, right? And even then, I'd rather see it for myself because, yeah, I think that's the point.
So when you started socializing with this guy online and building an online connection and some sort of friendship and, you know, you talking to this guy, playing video games with him, socializing. Because
sometimes it's okay to just fucking look, is this bad? Is this not bad? Sometimes the person's take, okay, is kind of relevant because they're not computing all. I'm not gonna say why. That's what it is. Okay, stop it. It's annoying. Okay, just like the Drake situation. Okay, with Millie Brown or whatever, right? I looked at it and said, this doesn't look bad, and the person said it wasn't a problem. So I said, fuck it. Well, I don't think it's even worth looking into, right? But then people said, oh, dude, keep that energy. And then people try to make her a victim, whatever, right? So I don't think the texts were bad. And I don't think that her own take said it wasn't bad, right? So you have two components. And there's two components. There's the person's take, and then there's the facts. I want to see the facts, so I want to watch the video. Understood? You understand that works or not? The facts and a person's take. They're both equally important.
He was only 13 years old. He was in middle school. And you were in college. You were 20 years
Last
old.
pause. Okay, let me explain what this is important, chat. Okay, when things are interpersonal, okay, from an outsider, you don't always know. Okay, hold on. Fuck! I'll let the video play. Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to talk about is why is it that someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore or junior at that point, what are you doing making friends with a middle schooler?
So, yeah. I mean, so far with only that.
Okay, chat. So, interpersonal stuff, is this very important to keep in mind, okay? As I'm not trying to educate you, whatever, a little bit maybe, okay? Is that sometimes, okay, people will justify something, even though they're the one that are in a situation, they are the victim, whatever, and they'll say, I'm not a victim. Fair enough, okay? I'll take your take for it, right? But sometimes people will get into a pattern and they'll accept something as this is fine, but it's not fine. Such as toxic relationships where the person is always like doing something wrong to him, right? Like hitting him a certain way or like treating him a certain way that's really bad and it's abusive. And they're like, it's just what we do. It's what we did or whatever. It's fine. No, it's not fine, okay? As not that you can say, yeah, no, that's physical abuse. You don't fucking do that shit, okay? In a story. So I don't give a fuck what, well, I give a fuck what their take is, but I want to see the facts first so I can have it combined and have a bit of opinion. Holy shit.
That it's already looking bad. Like, this is definitely not something that Kris should have been doing, and I'm not really too sure if he knew that, like, he shouldn't have been doing that in really any capacity at all, because at the least it's really fucking weird, but it really makes it worse when you...
Wait, he was doing what?
Someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore, that's what I'm in middle school, and so some sort of this guy online and building an online connection and some sort of friendship and, you know, you talking to this guy, playing video games with him, socializing. He was only 13 years old. He was in middle school. And you were in college. You were 20 years old. So that's what I'm going to talk about is why is it that someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore or junior at that point, what are you doing making friends with a middle schooler?
So, yeah.
Okay, wrong. So obviously there's more things that are inappropriate in this video, right? But up to this point, that's not a good opinion. Okay. If you play online and play with somebody, and you're not doing anything inappropriate, it's not a problem. Okay. It has never been a problem. It's not because you say it's a problem now that it is a problem, and you're wrong about that. Okay. Here's a random example. Okay. That you've accepted and you've greenlit over the years. Okay. One tip. He used to be in lobbies that were full of 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds in lobbies as a fucking like 14-year-old. Okay. And the things that were being said, okay, that were around were probably even more possibly inappropriate than just because we're just adults and it's what it is. And you've greenlit that over the years. You didn't think it was a problem then. I thought it was a problem. Nobody thought it was a problem. And people said, dude, you're being a bitch for not playing with underage. No, I said I don't like playing lobbies that people are underage. I will not do it. And people were mad at me for that. Okay, so don't you try to fight. Fuck you! All right.
Yeah, I mean, so far with only that, it's already looking bad. Like, this is definitely not something that Kris should have been doing, and I'm not really too sure if he knew that, like, he shouldn't have been doing that in really any capacity at all, because at the least it's really fucking weird, but it really makes it worse when you factor in that artwork, that quote-unquote artwork that we went over yesterday in yesterday's video.
I will go against, and I think everybody should go against this statement as a blanket. He's making a blanket statement that it's weird to have that, okay? Then that makes an environment where every time you play, I'm playing a video game, guys. I'm in the lobby of fucking a Fortnite. This guy is like a young kid. Can't say nothing. Muting the voice comms, leaving the game. Otherwise, I'm being weird. That's inappropriate and weird, dude. Don't do that.
And another thing that I think is really important here is that Kris Tyson at the time was bisexual.
But the same, like I have added random kids from Fortnite and played on stream for more than one game, and I play and I came back online on some other time and I played with them again, right? And it's not a problem. It's not a problem there's no issues with it. You're an idiot.
Once again, I mean, what are you doing being 20 years old, you know, interacting with people that young? It's like you don't have friends. Like, I mean, we all know that Kris had friends. I mean, for God's sake, you know, it's like he's been friends with Jimmy for how long? Since childhood? Like, it really can't be that hard to go out and find friends that are actually around your age group. Another thing that is mentioned too, besides the two things that we just went over, is that apparently Prism has also noted that they communicated one-on-one and unattended. And yeah, that's where this starts getting bad, like really bad. If you thought it was bad before, well, just think about bad, but times 10. Because Prism goes into detail about how apparently
Guys,
Kris...
If this is something that people are actually against, then online video games with comms you should not be allowed to play unless you're 18. If this is the stance that people are gonna have, you should not be allowed to play any video game online that interacts with anybody unless you're 18. Otherwise, anybody that interacts or add or play or communicate with anybody that is not 18 is a weirdo and a pedo, and it's just being fucking weird according to this guy. Not a good take. Let's continue. The context is not different. You are wrong. We're watching the whole video. I haven't watched this video. I'm at this part. Okay? And up until this part with my analysis, this is trash.
Made Prism a moderator, and also even worse than that, and I know this is going to be stereotypical, but yeah, also Prism goes into detail about how apparently Lava had Kris added on Snapchat. Like, I know some of you guys in the audience are thinking to yourselves,
that can be odd.
Yeah, it looks like Kris is kind of cooked. But yeah, I got a weird snap from Kris, and then as you guys can see right here, there's a screenshot of the snap up in the left-hand top corner there. You can see.
Let me ask, okay, champ, super important, okay? So, with stuff like that, champ, it's all about the potential that something gets out of control. Okay, so in my opinion, it's more about like the likeliness. Okay, so when you talk about shit like this, okay, when you're playing games online, add to friend list on Fortnite, whatever, the risk for harm isn't like, I think, bad. Of course, something can be bad, where they're gonna say, oh yeah, what's your snap, and then, but I think when it comes down to adding to Snapchat or whatever, I think it's going up. It's definitely going up. I think we're up to this one at this point.
From Christopher, and then there's a picture of Kris.
It's private, no logs. It's something people use very personally and use very often intimately. So it's how it's used.
In front of the American flag, and there's text that Kris displayed, and the text says "Coming for America," like CUMMING. And also just keep in mind that Lava right here, if you do the math, with this being January 26, 2019, Lava right here would have been 15 years old. And as for how old Kris would be here, Kris would have been 22 and a half years old. So yeah, by just knowing that, like why in any context would you send something like that to somebody that you most likely know is 15 years old while you are 22?
Chat, is it sent to them or is it sent on Snapchat like story or whatever? That looks like it's to them, or is it to all? Sent to them? Confirmed? Yeah, terrible.
Years old. Like, I have a feeling that people are going to argue, well, this is a joke or something by Kris. You know, Kris is a funny guy. He's the meme god. But this right here is not a joke you make to somebody who is 7 years younger than you and to somebody who is a minor. Now, moving a little bit further in the video, Prism talks about how Kris and Lava...
Yeah, don't care, as in, like, I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care what the context is. It's just flat out wrong. It's one of those, like,
met, and that was apparently because Lava won a challenge that Mr. Beast was doing, and Lava received a signed knife from Mr. Beast.
When he was 16, he was in a Mr. Beast video. He asked Jimmy, how hard do you want it? 68 million people have seen it. What I want to start out with is when this guy was really young, he won some sort of competition or was involved, and he DM'd Mr. Beast on Twitter and got sent a knife signed by Mr. Beast. He was like 12 or something, and it was a karambit signed by Mr. Beast. It was a CSGO karambit. Sure, that seems to be the first interaction that I can tell.
So I guess it's one thing for Lava to win the challenge, and that's the reason why they get into contact with him, but like after that there shouldn't be any like connection. They, including Kris, should not have been trying to be friends with this kid or anything like that. But anyways, moving on. Now I'm not really trying to...
I mean, inappropriate or personal, but keeping that connection open is perfectly fine. Having that line of communication saying, want to be in another video, having that a line of communication isn't isn't de facto wrong. Like, why is this chat brain dead? I'm just saying a blanket that having that line of communication is wrong. Well, no, it's not. What if you would say, want to be in another video or whatever? And yo, we're doing this video with Minecraft players. Want to be in this team? That's not a problem.
To say that this specific screenshot right here is anything more than just weird, but after what we went over in my last video with the drawings and stuff, like, it's really weird, let alone having a 14-year-old moderate your YouTube stream. I showed the screenshot a little bit earlier in the beginning of the video, but we're gonna analyze.
This chat is disgusting. Man, I'm about to close out of this fucking video, man. If you were gonna be this, yo, listen. We've had hundreds of fucking examples, okay, of this shit happening on stream across Twitch for years. And I don't think I've seen a singular complaint ever about any of it. I don't think I've seen ace. And now you're gonna say, I would never do this. Nobody should do this. This is odd. Wait, you are on their friend list and an open, like, that is crazy. Brother, I'm probably still in like a bunch of like 10 or 15 fucking group chats and group fucking DMs on Discord with one tip who was at the time extremely underage. Like, nobody said anything wrong about that. Like, holy shit, man.
Now. Kris on March 26, 2018 put out a tweet and he said, I really enjoy playing Fortnite. Would you guys want to watch me stream? And then he put up a poll, and then Lava responds and he says, please stream again, in all caps. Kris responds, thanks, Dad. You want to moderate it? Like, yeah, I really shouldn't have to tell you why this is weird given the ages, but just why. Kris was...
Man, I'm mods. Get ready, just get ready to bend everybody. I will not let affect Twitter brain rot and outrage farmers and my bullshit to fucking ruin this experience, man. This chat is falling apart. Holy fuck.
Says, please stream again, in all caps. And then he put up a poll, and then Lava responds and he says, please stream again, in all caps. Kris responds, thanks, Dad. You want to moderate it? Like, yeah, I really shouldn't have to tell you why this is weird given the ages, but just why. Kris was how old during this? 2021? And he's calling a literal 14-year-old his dad? Like, I don't know, man. This shit's just weird. Now, it looks like we have some more tweets here that don't look too important, so I'm gonna skip past those. I'll show them on the screen anyway so you guys can see them. But then this is where the really questionable part comes in which Lava asked Kris on February 4th.
Chat, it was a very odd period on the internet. In those years, for some reason, there was this like trend of calling like your creator dad. It's just, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who thought about this shit. Yeah, okay, keep chatting question mark, man. I'm done.
14th, 2018. Kris, does she know about your hentai addiction? Like, excuse me? Like, why does Lava know about this supposed hentai addiction that Kris has? Like, it's really odd that a 14-year-old knows that a 21-year-old has a...
Oh, Kris was saying that. Yeah, that's trash, yeah.
A hentai addiction, and these two happen to be friends. Like, why the hell would you tell somebody who is this age, or frankly a minor, weird sexual shit and the things that you're into weird. Sexually? Like, this is highly questionable, and I don't know what Kris was...
Guys, something the word defend, it's not defending it, okay? I'm approaching every piece of information without bias, okay? And without pre-analysis or hindsight, okay? Everything, it's not because something is wrong that everything is wrong, okay? If somebody goes to somebody's house and murders somebody, okay, I'm watching a video, right? And the guy says, hey, wanna come over? Yeah, I'm coming to your house. Yo, this is fucking weird. Like, wait, he's gonna go to the house? Like, what the fuck? Well, yeah, that's in that analysis, going to the house is perfectly fine, right? It's the murder that's bad. So until things are inappropriate, they are not appropriate. What the fuck is wrong with this chat, man?
Doing here.
At this point, you already had been talking to this guy. You're already friends with this guy. You already know this guy. And what is he? What are you saying here? So you post something that says, "Guys, we are so close to our goal. Oh my God, one more Patreon, and I'm releasing my nudes." And of course, this is some poorly made joke. I've seen these kinds of jokes online before where it says, oh, if this post gets 1 like, I'll kill myself, and then the person likes it. It's, you know, this kind of joke, it says a goal of $3. I want to see if anyone is dumb enough to give me money. But of course, it's only you and this other guy in this Twitter thread. And this is the part I have a problem with. This isn't a group chat. This is literally just him and this other guy that he's been talking to and that he's friends with online. He says, Lava says, I'm your first Patreon, big boy. Now keep in mind, Kris Tyson, he was born July 1996, so he would have been 22 years old at the time, or around that age. And you have this guy who was born in November 12, 2003, he would have been 14. And of course, here he is, I'm your first Patreon, big boy, which he's calling him big boy. And he shows that he donated some money, he donated like $1 or something. So it's not enough to meet the goal. And he says, but not $5, pathetic, just kidding, kissy face.
Now, I don't think I should have to explain why this is bad, and they definitely really like the worst look, especially given the shit that we went over in the last video. And I know that this is off topic. I really hate to go off topic, but the amount of people who are in my comments in the last video justifying the lolly, or at least trying to, is absolutely insane. And I'm hoping that when this video comes out, because I'm currently making it, I really hope that this can help change your disgusting...
Yes. That's fucking odd, okay? Because there's obviously a ramp up development with context or whatever, right? So now we're over the edge. Now we've been over the edge for like a couple minutes now, okay? But before,
perspective on people like this and their weird kinks, because this is bad. And what we went over in the last video is disgusting in and of itself. Now, when it comes down to those tweets where apparently Lava was going to donate to Kris Tyson, I mean, you can obviously try to justify it with a joke, and I wouldn't necessarily say that this is the most damning thing ever, but when it's coupled with the fact that, you know, that previous shit came out that I talked about in my last video, and the other things that we're currently going over in this video, it's inappropriate behavior, it's weird, and I'm not calling Kris anything more than a huge weirdo who has had an inappropriate conversation with a minor. But like overall, this is fucking bad.
Yeah, this is the part that I have a problem with, and I'm gonna say this, but if you know this guy is that young and you've been talking to him one-on-one online and you've been socializing with him and making friends, what is this comment supposed to mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that you're telling him that he needs to donate $5 so you can release your nudes or whatever, and you sent him a kissy face. Now, granted, you could say that this is a joke or whatever, this is bro talk, but keep in mind.
Oh, wait, chat. What was the picture on for? Was it for news or something like that? I didn't. Maybe I missed it. Did I actually miss it? Did I?
This is with someone who's like.
Oh, it was a joke. Okay, gotcha.
14.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And this is someone who's in college talking to like someone that.
If you're doing something that's edgy and pseudo-sexual, whatever, even as a joke, and somebody underage interacts with it, right? I mean, this is just weird, right? But if you reply to it, you're acknowledging it and validating it. That is absolutely fucking disgusting and weird.
Isn't he even in high school yet, really? Or if he was in high school, he just joined it. Oh boy. Because what I'm seeing here is. He says, wait till my Twitch revenue comes in, winky face. So, you're sending kissy faces, he's sending you a winky face.
Oh, hold on.
Twitch revenue comes in, winky face. So, you're sending kissy faces, he's sending you a winky face, and the premise is you're trying to give him enough money so you can get his nudes. Already really weird, considering the fact that this is one of your online friends and this massive age difference. And of course, it continues. He says, check again, and he tags you, I think. At least that must be you, or he's tagging you. He's tagging you. And of course he says, I posted some fire news for you, please no share. And this is someone that you're talking to that is 14 years old.
Alright, man, GG's.
That you know is 14. And at the end of the day, you cannot be talking about topics like this with someone that is this
Pretty insane nobody picked up on this before.
young.
Even if Kris happened to not have bad intentions here, Kris shouldn't have been talking to somebody this
Oh,
age
yeah, I don't give a
like
fuck.
that, and that's
Joke
the
is
problem,
not-
at
is
least
not
as
a,
of right now. Let alone that
defense.
Kris is frequently on the Mr. Beast YouTube channel and in Mr. Beast videos, where, you guessed it, the primary audience is little kids. But I mean, even besides that, once again, he shouldn't have been talking to this person who happens to be underage, and he most likely knew that.
Keep in mind,
Stop bullying it against Mr. Beast or whatever of all that shit, brother. I don't know about this. If Mr. Beast fucking, I think that's fucking weird, man. Like, let's not make assumptions until we get there.
you're bisexual, okay? You're talking to a guy that is 14 and you're in college, and the premise here is you
We're not
guys
there
are
yet.
joking with each other about sending nudes. That's illegal. You can't do that. And let me just say it like this, it doesn't matter if you're joking or not. Solicitation is solicitation. There should be zero discussion about anybody sending anyone who's 14 years old nudes of any kind, okay? I don't know, I'm not quite sure if you sent this guy nudes or not. For all I know, this very well could be a
If you're on the topic of nudes, if someone's underage, you're already way past the line. So,
But you are talking inappropriately to a guy who is 14 years old and to a guy who you know is 14 years old, and that's what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with here is the way that you're talking to him, the fact that he's asking you about animated pornography, and this is one of your friends with online, which, by the way, you shouldn't even be friends with the middle schooler to begin with because you're in college.
Now, this situation only seems to get worse and worse as we go further, because on January 14th, 2019, and there was this screenshot that was posted by Lava. Now, I'm not really sure where this picture came from, if Kris sent this to Lava or if Lava took this somehow or what, but it's kind
guys, let me give you something. Let me do something. Say something really important here. Okay, I don't think you should ever go against people that are like. Of course, it's bad, and they shouldn't do it. Of course, when you're young, okay, and underage. But if somebody interacts like this with you, it's your job to push it away and not reply. To cut it off and to, because you can't blame them for acting inappropriately, right? It's a child. They're a child, okay? Children and young fucking adolescents do fucking dumb shit, okay? That's what I'm saying.
this is a bad way
because otherwise people will always fucking victim blame after the fact, and I think it's weird
to hide your
we're not
hentai
gonna get into
at
that right now.
Kris02. Now, as far as I'm aware, that is Kris, even though it's a different handle. But yeah, no, it's just so weird that in context to Kris, this Lava guy is constantly like pointing out that, oh, this is a bad way to hide your hentai. Oh, does she know about your crippling hentai addiction? And just things like that. It's just so weird. Let alone that in 2019, this would have made Lava around 15 years old. Another screenshot of a tweet that was obtained by Prism here is from November 11th, 2019, and it's replying to Kris and gamer subs. And Lava said, I love how I set that embed up so it shows you looking sexy.
Yes, it's different than the fucking doxygen of this. Don't compare it to the doc in some way to defend the guy. It's been stated by multiple sources that the interactions were fucking sexual in nature. You absolute weirdo. You need to get yourself checked in, brother. Bro, go find the nearest fucking therapist or jail and just check yourself in, on God.
Kind of a weird comment to be making, especially after all of the things that we just went over and the things that we still have yet to go over. But yeah, I don't know. On February 14th, 2020, Lava tweeted at Kris02, will you be my Valentine? Winky face emoji. Like, I don't know what friends do this. Like, even if it's like a normal friendship and it's not like some weird 7-year age gap friendship, but like, what normal friendship is constantly like this? And I mean, with the given context that Kris was bisexual at the time and still might be bisexual, on top of all the other things that have came out, like, this is highly suspicious. Here are some unrelated replies. This one is from December 25th, 2019, and it's Lava saying, thank you, Dad, with a heart emoji. Like, just a quick question for you guys in the audience. If you're friends with somebody and you're not gay and you don't have feelings for them and you just have a normal friendship, say like you're a 20-year-old and you got some friends from high school that you still talk to that are around the ages of 19 to 25, just for a little bit of context there. Do you guys talk in this way? Do ya?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you right now, I don't talk to my friends like this.
Well,
but I guess
I'm not, guys, I'm not gonna act like Above the beer. Yo, I tell my friend I'll suck your dick, okay? And we all do it, okay? That's fine.
Also, at the same time, I'm not really friends with minors, so. But yeah, no, this is oddball behavior. This is another unrelated tweet that was made on May 12, 2018, and this was Kris responding to Lava, and Kris said, "Thanks, Lava, love you." Now, moving a little bit further on. I mean, if I'm Kris right now, how in the hell do I explain this? Lava put out a tweet and said, "Kris bullies me," and then he attached a screenshot of some pinned Discord messages with him and Kris. And Lava says, "Practice with this, at Kris the meme god." And it's a banana, right? And I think we all know what that signifies right there. And this was February.
Guys, I gotta put this without bias. I know this guy is being weird, and they're that deep into the weirdness, right? It's a Discord message in a yeah, it's always
God, it's a banana, right? And I think we all know what that signifies right there. And this was February of 2019, by the way. 2 days before Lava sent this, in whatever Discord
I would like to get context,
Kris sent an image and captioned it, "Lava's mom tomorrow." Like, what the fuck, Kris? What the actual fuck? This kid is how old again? This kid? It's a kid and you're how old? Like, okay, you could easily say that this is a joke and whatnot, but these are definitely not things you should be sending to minors when you are an adult. Like, again, it's oddball behavior. Now, it looks like a month before that, on January 13th, 2019, and I know the timeline is like all over the place here, but on January 13th, 2019, Kris tweeted out Lava GS's stream and said, "My friend."
Okay. The way shit works, okay, this is something people do very often, and I do it more often than not. Guys, the majority of the time when they're flirting with somebody, okay, is that they ramp up the amount of times they bring up sexuality, and they ramp up the severity of the sexuality up until like everybody's like comfortable with like the topic of talking sexually in order to engage in that type of dialogue. Okay, that's like flirting 101. So by itself, it would be like, okay, it's just fucking odd. But now it's like ramping up, and it's a clear way. It's like making the person comfortable with talking. It's like literally grooming it.
Friend, Lava GS is live on Twitch. Go spam Lobster in the chat. Now, I really wouldn't say that this is too bad, despite the fact that Kris has the 7-year age gap friendship with the person who he's shouting out here. Now, as we all know, Kris is a little bit of a memer, so on March 4th, 2017, he put up a screenshot of what looks like to be a message on a 4chan post, if that's what they call them. I've never been on 4chan. Or this could be Reddit. I don't know which one it is, but it's a post from Anonymous, and it says, "Objectively, the easiest way to prevent a R word is to start consenting." What can I say, guys? Kris is just the meme god, am I right? Now, I really doubt this has anything to do with Lava, but still. Interesting meme you got there, Kris. Now, anyways, moving on. It doesn't really seem like there's too much proof of this, but Prism goes on to talk about how allegedly Kris and Lava met up. Because if you guys are unaware, Lava is from West Virginia and Kris is from North Carolina. And if you don't know anything about that and how close those states are to each other, well, yeah, they're actually not too far away from each other, and it would be super easy to drive over to that state in like a few hours. Now, I'm not saying that anything happened. These are allegations, and Prism is about to do the talking here, but if this actually did happen, that
the range here is from bad to very, very, very terrible, right? Of course, it's a joke in bad taste, but that will range from bad to really terrible. So I'm not making any assumptions on what that is because I don't have context, unfortunately. I'm just telling you. So yeah, a bad, but that's as far as I'm gonna go.
would have been the most insane, disgusting thing to ever happen regarding Kris Tyson. And once again, I'm not saying
when you give context, I can choose what exact position it is on the scale of wrong. Unfortunately, no context, all I can say is bad. I'm not going to be a bad face
I don't
fucking
know,
actor.
But if some weird shit like that did happen, it 100% is over for Kris Tyson.
I have no idea if this guy, anything happened to this guy physically. I can only show that they're talking about inappropriate topics with each other. I can show that there is a vast age difference, that he should not have been socializing with this guy in the first place, but he did. And the fact that he was able, like the moment he was able to meet up with him, he met up with him in person, which I think is highly inappropriate.
Oh, the what?
Socializing with this guy in the first place, but he did. And the fact that he was able, like the moment he was able to meet up with him, he met up with him in person, which I think is highly inappropriate since he was talking to this guy since he was 13, and he's also attracted to men, and the guy's a guy. It's highly inappropriate. The circumstances he showed up in is inappropriate. Here we go. So this one's in Carl's server. right here. It's a Discord messaging. Discord messaging. He said, "I love Carl though. I drove from West Virginia to North Carolina. I'm sitting in a camper in the woods right now. I love Carl though." So Carl is amazing, and that is a fact. True. He hugged me before Kris managed to. Carl sleep. I'm just friends with Carl. I don't need mod. His mod team is already top notch. Why do you want to come to North Carolina? Because winky face. Winky face. Carl simps for me. Who doesn't simp for Carl? I think we all simp for Carl. I know, right, Teehee? Offering to buy me ice cream if I do stuff for him. Why do you want to come to North Carolina? And money. Sneak me away from New York to North Carolina, that's why. Carl simps for me. Who doesn't simp for Carl? Boy Jedi, why do you want to hide in my suitcase? Sneak me away from New York to North Carolina, that's why. Who is older, Lava or Boy Jedi? You're both 16, right? I'm 16. Jedi 16. Carl reading all the simping, like, at Carl, see you Tuesday, baby girl. I'm in a camper on a hotspot. Imagine being in the woods. Imagine simping over Carl. And of course,
chat, guys, I'm telling you, chat, if at this point you're gonna start typing shit like, "Well, dude, 16 that is now legal," you're gonna get banned. You're just gonna get promoted. Mods, listen.
of course,
I'm telling you now.
here is the Steam account of Kris Tyson. It is Estrogen.
I'm letting you know. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I'm giving you a warning.
And they are both friends with each other. Lava GS and Kris Tyson. And as you can see here, the games that they played, it matches up with the tweets that they made. And as you can see, Mangled Pickle is also on there. It matches up with the tweets that they made. Now this one, again, he's going to have to explain this. So this guy is super young, right? He's been talking to him since he was super young, 13 years old. So why is it that not only...
Yo, you see this shit? Lava said person on Twitter, it's all lies. Gotcha. So the tweet didn't happen. The interaction didn't happen. There's no winky face. There's no Snapchat. None of that. It's all AI. It's gotta be. I don't give a fuck. All lies is a brain dead fucking take from the person themselves. I will disregard that.
Are you DMing this guy on Twitter? You're Snapchatting this guy. You're talking one-on-one in a voice chat with this guy. But the kind of Snapchats that you're sending, this is the Snapchat that you sent. He said, "I get weird snap from Kris." And it's a picture of him making a weird face next to an American flag, and it says, "Coming for America." Now, you might think that, oh man, this must be some weird 4th of July joke. Nope, it's not 4th of July. You can clearly see the date right there. This guy would have been like 15 at this point. And why are you sending a 15-year-old a message saying "coming for America"? Why are you DMing a 15-year-old anyways on Snapchat? Why are you doing that? Why are you DMing this guy who you've been talking to since he was 13 on Snapchat?
So yeah,
It's not the line of defense I had for Drake. I'm gonna say it one more time, and then I'm gonna ban you, okay? If you keep bringing this shit up. The person's take is irrelevant if the information itself is bad enough. There are two different fucking systems, and they're both as important. You're fucking annoying. You're annoying as fuck.
We're definitely gonna need some clarification or something from Kris. Kris has to say something. Kris can't be quiet like Kris has been for the longest time. This needs to be something that Kris is going to address head on, like right now. Because after I put up this video, which I mean it's already up if you're listening to it right now, it really wouldn't surprise me if everybody hops onto this and it becomes a huge thing.
Because there was no screenshot or communication of Drake saying, "I'm coming," or anything like that to that person. So when it comes down to Millie Brown, okay, or whatever her name is, okay, her take was it was all fine, it was all whatever, there was no problem. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. Let me look at the information. The information is nothing is inappropriate. If nothing inappropriate happened with the receipts and what we have, and she said nothing happened, As an adult, I have to look at it and say, okay, well, at this point, I can't do anything. I have no recourse to go to say that this is wrong. That's what it is.
Thing just purely based off of how the last video did. So
I
if
have no
I'm
recourse.
Kris right now, I'm addressing this. I'm proving that, oh, this didn't happen, or it didn't happen the way that it did happen, or whatever. Or I'm at least saying something. I don't know. Because you can't just be silent about something like this. Like, there's been so much shit that has been shown of you being weird and having inappropriate conversations with at least one minor, you being into lolly, and now apparently there are allegations of you meeting up with a 15 or 16-year-old in the woods back when you were 24 or 25. Like, Kris, if you're watching this, because I really wouldn't be surprised if you're watching it, you need to come out and say whatever you can, and say at least...
Well, it's a million times wrong now that they're okay with the topic of sexuality and talking about coming and shit like that, and that they've done it a lot of times. Now now it's like it's more likely than not that like does that make sense now? At that point, it's just
something,
so bad.
especially if you didn't do this, because I mean, you already look bad enough.
Because in fluid situations, things escalate. Okay, when you're under those topics in real life, and now there isn't some distance, or so now they're in person, so that like the likeliness of like something bad happening from that is like it's very likely.
Allegations of you meeting up with a minor potentially is not going to make you look any better.
They're talking about profile pictures. He said he put his profile picture as Kris Tyson from Mr. Beast. And here's another Twitter message, here's another Discord message. He said, Kris.
The only way this is even 1% defendable is if they were filming for a video and this person was driven with her parents to the spot and they were had supervision. Otherwise, it's all wrong.
DM'd me on Twitter asking me to come help him
Yeah.
on Beast's stream. And here's another one. And here's a screenshot of Kris Tyson talking to this guy. This ain't true. And this screenshot is Kris Tyson talking one-on-one with him. And at this point, he would have been 16. And here we go. Here is the picture of them meeting up together. I'm gonna censor his face. And as you can see right there, there's Carl right there. There's Kris Tyson right there. Kris Tyson was talking to this guy since he was...
It's why the things that are, it's all lies. If they say it's all lies, it means that everything said is a lie. Well, clearly it's not. I mean, because otherwise this would be AI or fake, whatever. So
there's Kris Tyson right there. Kris Tyson was talking to this guy since he was 13. Kris Tyson was in college. And of course, the moment he was able to drive, he takes a camper van out in the middle of the woods.
So yeah, that essentially confirms that they met up. Now, I'm not really too sure if the parents were okay with this or how this really went, but we have Lava here saying in Discord DMs that apparently he's taking a camper van to a very secluded area in the woods to meet up with Kris.
Look at this shit. The framing of making Tyson appear as a lie. The person telling the person telling you it is, believe the victim. You say it's not real and say believe the victim.
Kris or the Mr. Beast crew. And then we get pictures on Lava GS's Instagram with him and Kris and other Mr. Beast members. So yeah, it's very apparent that they did meet up in one way or another. I don't know if anything happened or what. I really hope nothing bad happened. But yeah, just given the way that he's been talking to this guy and how Kris was into lolly and stuff like that, definitely not a good look at all. And people are definitely going to be questioning this meetup. Now, I decided to do a little bit of research to find this Instagram page, and I was actually able to find it. And currently it's on private, meaning that you have to follow it to see what's in there, to see what the person posted, but it has the same profile picture and everything. And you can see the age that he provided. It says 20. And then since I actually happen to follow Kris on Instagram, I really don't use Instagram too much, but since I happen to follow Kris on Instagram, it says followed by Kris Tyson. So yeah, we're definitely going to need some answers when it comes down to this, because I'm really not too sure what exactly happened, but the allegation allegations are incredibly damning, and it really is not a good look, Kris Tyson. I know there's gonna be people who see this video and they're gonna be like, Kris is a P word, like a pedo, or like a groomer. We don't know that. That's not what I want you guys to say, because it's not 100% confirmed, but I just wanted to bring this whole situation to light because I feel like more people should know about this and the shady behavior that Kris has engaged in the past, and I would really love to see a response from Kris about this, because this is damning, and it does not make Kris look good at all. Now, as for the rest of Prism's video here, if you want to watch the whole thing, that was around like 27 minutes, I think, of Prism's video, but pretty much for the rest of it, Prism just made a statement, and he explained why he was doing this and why he spread this information, and he also made it very clear that he has no ill will for BW, aka Lava. He just wanted to spread this information and bring some light to this situation and the pattern of weird behavior that Kris has had in the past. So yeah, for the people who would like to watch his full video, I went over the main majority of everything, but for those people, I will be leaving a link to his video down in the pinned comment down below, so if you guys want to go check that out, feel free to. And yeah, like I said, this video was not made to call Kris Tyson anything like insane, like a pedo, groomer, predator, or anything bad like that. It was just to bring this very
Is anything important or not?
concerning information to light, and I figured I should cover this too since I already covered
Well, let's go back. Wait, what was it?
his full video
Conclusion?
behavior that Kris information and bring some light to this situation and the pattern of weird behavior that Kris has had in the past. So yeah, for the people who would like to watch his full video, I went over the main majority of everything, but for those people, I will be leaving a link to his video down in the pinned comment down below, so if you guys want to go check that out, feel free to. And yeah, like I said, this video was not made to call Kris Tyson anything like insane, like a pedo, groomer, predator, or anything bad like that. It was just to bring this very concerning information to light, and I figured I should cover this too since I already covered the lolly stuff from 2 days ago. So yeah, I guess with that all
Okay, this doesn't make any sense, man. Man, did this guy, like, the narrative that's built, and then his, like, dismissal at the end is odd. Like, him at the beginning saying, oh, it's not this, watch this, at the end saying, I'm not going to say anything. It seems odd. It's what a weird, like...
being said, I'm going to be wrapping up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you happen to enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because doing so will help promote the video and the algorithm more, so more people will hear about the situation. And thank you guys so much for being a member to the channel.
Because both are bad. If you want to be a fence sitter, yeah, you have to fence sit. You can't fucking...
support really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. My name is Brion, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.
Okay. These are massive lies, there's no truth. Did anything wrong? Make edgy jokes. Take advantage of. If you ever come on this video,
41
stop
months
playing lies.
xQcl. Thank you for always making me and chat smile.
It takes away
Thank you for
from
always being here for
anything
all of us. xQcl. LLLLLLL.
I'm good. I'm good on that.